Intro. Have you ever felt the sting of being overlooked by someone you genuinely value? It can feel as though your emotions are invisible, and despite the effort and love you give, you're never truly prioritized. But what if you could shift that dynamic so they naturally appreciate and respect your presence? This guide shares 10 transformative principles that can make you magnetic, intriguing, and deeply valued. Each point builds upon the other, helping you reshape how others treat you. Let's dive in. Stoic Principle 1. Keep a sense of mystery. People are drawn to what they don't fully understand. If you share everything about yourself too quickly, you remove the curiosity that makes connections exciting. By revealing your story slowly like chapters in a book, you give others a reason to lean closer. Cleopatra mastered this art. Her mystery was more powerful than her beauty, captivating even the strongest rulers. Mystery creates anticipation, and anticipation fuels interest. The unknown is alluring because it sparks imagination, making people wonder about what's still beneath the surface. You don't need to fabricate stories or hide who you are, but avoid putting every part of yourself on display instantly. Give just enough to engage others, but hold back enough to keep them curious. When people sense that there's more to discover, they remain invested, eager to learn the depths of who you are. The key lies in balance, being open yet reserved, intriguing yet authentic. Stoic Principle 2. Let them fear losing you. When something feels permanent and guaranteed, people may overlook its value. But when they sense it could be lost, they pay closer attention. This principle is about showing others that your presence is not something to be taken for granted. By living a full, independent life, you signal that you are whole on your own. This independence makes you more attractive because it proves that you are not relying on others to define your happiness. Think about powerful partnerships throughout history. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak worked so well together because each brought something irreplaceable to the table. Similarly, when you demonstrate that your value cannot be easily replaced, others begin to treasure your presence. It's not about playing games or manipulating fear, it's about embodying self-respect and strength. People instinctively protect and nurture what they know they could lose. When they see your worth clearly, they'll naturally make the effort to keep you close. Stoic Principle 3. Build your own happiness. Relying on someone else to complete your happiness is a dangerous trap. True joy is cultivated from within, through self-growth, passions, and inner strength. When you stand firmly in your own fulfillment, you radiate energy that attracts others naturally. Theodore Roosevelt embodied this idea. Even after heartbreaking personal losses, he chose to pursue a vigorous life filled with exploration, public service, and adventure. His happiness was not dependent on others, it flowed from his resilience and drive. In your own life, this means finding what excites you, nurturing your goals, and investing in self-discovery. When happiness comes from within, you stop burdening others with the role of making you feel whole. Instead, your joy becomes a gift you share freely, strengthening connections without creating dependency. People are drawn to those who shine with their own light, not those searching for someone else to turn on the switch. Independent happiness is magnetic, empowering, and lasting. Stoic Principle 4. Be worth the effort. What people work hard for, they value more deeply. This is true in all aspects of life, including relationships. If everything comes too easily, it risks being taken for granted. To make yourself truly valued, you must become someone who inspires investment of time, energy, and thought. Aristotle's mentorship of Alexander the Great was a prime example. Alexander didn't simply receive wisdom effortlessly, he had to dedicate himself to learning, reflecting, and growing under Aristotle's guidance. This process built respect and loyalty that endured. In the same way, when people have to put effort into understanding you, supporting you, or earning your trust, the bond becomes stronger. The goal is not to be deliberately difficult but to embody qualities, wisdom, strength, kindness that naturally command respect. Be someone who encourages growth in others, someone whose presence pushes people to rise higher. When you are worth the effort, you become irreplaceable. Stoic Principle 5. Don't revolve your life around them. It's natural to want to prioritize those we care for, but when your life begins to orbit entirely around someone else, you lose your own center of gravity. A strong, healthy relationship comes from two individuals who each have their own passions, dreams, and independence. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." This means finding fulfillment in your own pursuits so your worth doesn't hinge solely on another person's attention. Isaac Newton exemplified this balance while dedicating himself to groundbreaking discoveries. He also made time for personal connections and friendships. Your independence not only strengthens your sense of identity but also makes you more intriguing to others. People are drawn to those who have their own world of interests and ambitions. By maintaining your own path, you avoid suffocating dependence and instead bring richness and depth to every relationship. Stoic Principle 6. Put your needs first. Respect begins with self-respect. If you consistently place others' needs above your own, you risk being undervalued and overlooked. Placing your well-being first means setting healthy boundaries, knowing your worth, and refusing to accept treatment that diminishes your dignity. Lucius Quinctius Cincinnatus embodied this principle when he stepped away from immense power to live a life of simplicity and integrity. He chose his values over external rewards. In your own life, prioritizing your needs may mean saying no when necessary, standing firm against disrespect, and ensuring your happiness isn't sacrificed for someone else's comfort. This isn't selfishness, it's the foundation for genuine, balanced relationships. When people see that you uphold your own standards, they learn to respect and value you more. A person who honors themselves teaches others how to treat them. By putting yourself first, you set a tone of strength that naturally commands admiration and care. Stoic Principle 7. Don't be constantly available. If you are always at someone's beck and call, your time and presence may lose significance. Scarcity creates value, and when you carefully guard your availability, people begin to treasure the moments they have with you. Ada Lovelace, the pioneer of computer programming, didn't conform to societal expectations of being constantly accessible. Instead, she focused on her passions and intellectual pursuits, which made her unique and unforgettable. In practice, this means being selective with your time, dedicating energy to your goals, and not allowing others to monopolize your presence. When people must make an effort to connect with you, they value it more deeply. Limiting availability does not mean being cold or distant, it means showing that your life is rich, full, and meaningful on its own. By balancing presence with independence, you cultivate respect and appreciation, ensuring that your relationships remain vibrant and meaningful. Stoic Principle 8. Let them start the conversation too. A healthy connection is a two-way street. If you are always the one initiating contact, it can create imbalance and even resentment over time. Giving others the space and opportunity to reach out shows whether they truly value your presence. Relationships flourish when both sides contribute equally. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." In this context, it means avoiding the trap of over-pursuing. By stepping back, you give others the chance to demonstrate their care and commitment. If they reach out, it confirms the bond is mutual. If they don't, you gain clarity on their priorities. Allowing others to initiate strengthens respect, balance, and dignity in relationships. It ensures that the connection is based not on desperation but on genuine desire. This shift in approach creates healthier, more stable bonds where both people feel equally invested. Stoic Principle 9. Keep emotional balance. Emotions are a powerful part of being human, but when left unchecked, they can lead to attachment, instability, and poor decisions. Emotional balance allows you to care deeply without losing yourself in dependency. Seneca taught, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." In other words, Taking a pause before reacting helps you regain control over your emotions. This principle applies to all feelings, whether love, anger, or sadness. By practicing patience, mindfulness, and reflection, you prevent emotions from dictating your actions. Balance doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, it means channeling them in ways that protect your dignity and well-being. When you remain steady, others see you as grounded and trustworthy. This steadiness fosters respect and strengthens bonds. In a world where emotional overreaction is common, the ability to stay composed sets you apart. Emotional balance gives you the power to love deeply without losing yourself. Stoic Principle 10, be ready to walk away. The ultimate form of self-respect is the willingness to leave situations that no longer honor your value. Walking away is not an act of cruelty, it's an act of courage and clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This wisdom reminds us that we cannot control others, but we can control how long we allow ourselves to remain where we are not valued. Even as emperor, Marcus chose to distance himself from alliances that compromised his principles. For you, this might mean ending relationships, friendships, or commitments that drain your spirit. By walking away, you set a clear standard for how you expect to be treated. It also opens the door for healthier, more respectful connections to enter your life. Readiness to leave is not weakness, it is strength. It shows that you honor your worth above all else, which makes others honor it too. Conclusion: we've covered 10 Stoic-inspired principles for becoming someone others naturally prioritize: embracing mystery, maintaining independence, valuing your time, and being willing to walk away when necessary. These aren't games, they're acts of self-respect. When you live by these values, you radiate confidence and attract healthier connections. Your worth is immense, and you deserve to be honored as such. Choose one principle today and commit to it. For example, I will put my needs first. By embodying these practices, you ensure you are never just an option, you become the priority.